Over the winter, I built up this Dartmoor Primal Hardtail. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the parts I used to build it up the way I wanted. And stay around till the end of the video because I'm going to give my views on the quality of the frame, how the frame rides, and who I think the frame is perfect for. Some returning viewers will know that I got back into mountain biking, or really started real mountain biking, after I had a heart attack out of the blue. When I got back into mountain biking, I picked up a 2021 Trek Roscoe, and it served me well for about 3 years. As my riding progressed and I figured out more of the type of the rider I was, I found that it's kind of outdated, more leisure and XC style geometry didn't fit my riding style anymore, and I wanted to build something new. Yes, I have full suspension bikes, but a hardtail just rides different. So I decided over the winter to build myself up a new hardtail. So I wanted something a little more playful, something that the geometry wasn't so slack that it was crap to pedal. I wanted something I could still pedal, but ride downhill and get a little jiggy on. So I started searching. First, I made myself a list exactly what I was looking for. Number one on the list, had to have a pretty short reach. I usually ride between 430 and 435 millimeters of reach. Yeah, I'm a small guy, but I wanted something even shorter. As anybody knows geometry knows, on a hardtail, as the front end dives, the reach gets longer. So I wanted something around 415 to 420. I also wanted something with short chainstays. Coming from BMX background, I like short chainstays. Also like them because I am short, and I found most bikes with really long chainstays, they're just too stable for me. I want a more playful bike. Another thing I was looking for is a head angle, around 65 degrees. The head angle does get steeper as the front end dives, but 65 degrees is a pretty good head angle, I think, for the type of riding I plan to do on my hardtail. The last thing on the list is I wanted something made out of metal, not carbon fiber. I didn't want a carbon fiber frame. I wanted something either out of aluminum or steel, something I could, bash around a little bit. I'm not too easy on my bikes, and I don't want to have to pay attention. Oh my God, a rock, or I didn't want anything that broke the bank. I'm just too hard on my bikes, especially on my hardtail. I didn't want to have to pay attention if I crash it or whatever. So after a while fumbling around the internet, I came across the Dartmoor Primal. First thing, reach, 415 millimeters. Check. Next thing, chainstays, 418 millimeters. That's real short. I like it. Check. Head tube angle, 65 degrees with 140 millimeter, 27.5 inch fork. Well, I want to build it up as a mullet, so I'm going to put a 140 millimeter, 29 inch fork with a 29 inch wheel up front. Shouldn't make the head angle too slack, but I can still run it with a set of 27.5 inch wheels to bring the front end back down if I plan on doing some touring or XC riding. So, good to go. And it's aluminum. We have our frame. So I ordered it up in this sexy cosmic gloss. Let's get around to picking our parts. Wheel set. I decided to build my own wheels. I've been building my own wheels when I was a kid for BMX bikes, and well, figured why not just build my own wheels? I can get the wheels I want for a good price. So I went with Mavic XM 1030 rims because I really love all the Mavic wheel sets I've ridden. So let's try out the Mavic, I guess you'd call it the top of the line aluminum trail rim. I picked up a set of SRAM 900 hubs, laced them all together with Sapim race spokes in silver and Sapim alloy nipples in blue. So now it's time to wrap these things in some rubber. I love Vittoria tires. I've been running Vittoria tires for about 2 years now, and I run them on everything. So I went with the Mazda up front, a lot of grip. Really does this job well. And I went with the Iagaro out back, both in 2.6. And I wanted to try the Iagaro out just to see how it runs on a hardtail. They say it has less rolling resistance. So now it's time to make the bike move. Went with something simple, SRAM GX drivetrain. Always reliable, isn't the best, isn't the worst, right in between, always performs well though. The only thing that isn't SRAM is the cranks. They're AliExpress, but that's for a different video. So for the suspension fork, I picked up a slightly used DVO Diamond D1. I have to say, I'm really in love with this fork. Why didn't I buy it new?
I would have, but I didn't have any money.
Moving on up, we go to the brakes. I'm running the Formula Courier 2s on this. I also want, for the braking, want to try something new. I usually run Magura on pretty much everything, but want to try something new. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with the stopping power and how good the modulation is on the brakes. The feel is also really good. For their price, amazing. For the dropper post, that's something I figure you don't have to splurge, spend a lot of money on. Picked up a Crank Brothers, slapped it in there, does its job. Moving on. Ain't worried about that. The cockpit, that's something I feel should be, more looked into for comfort. I'm running the SQ Lab 60X saddle on the back. Ooh, it's an e-bike saddle. I don't care. I like that saddle. I spend a lot of time in the saddle on the hardtail pedaling up. Good saddle for that. I'm also running the SQ Lab 30X bars up front. I'm running them in 15mm rise and 12-degree back sweep. They're really comfortable. And then for the stem, I'm running the Fabio Vidmer Special Edition stem. Found it on sale. It was about what I wanted, slapped it on. Good to go. Let's talk about the frame itself. So when you unpack the frame, the first thing I noticed, the color is really nice. The paint quality is amazing. The welds also look really good. The quality of the machining is, I would say, on par with pretty much every bigger brand. I can't really say that it looks like a budget bike. How does the frame ride? Well, the really short chain stays, I'm in love with. 65-ish degree head angle, actually more around the 63.8 with this setup. Well, the overall ride feel, for an aluminum frame, isn't too bad. It's not steel. It's not gonna be super plush. It is a little stiff. It's definitely a lot stiffer than the Trek Roscoe was, but that had a quick release axle in the back, so that's kind of to be expected. And it's not uncomfortable, I would say, but it is an aluminum hardtail. It is going to be a little stiffer than your steel frames. Also, it pedals decently. I wouldn't say it pedals like an XC bike, because it isn't, but it pedals well enough to get you up the hill for going back down. The short reach for its size and the really short chain stays make this bike really easy to pull the front end and pop and just toss it around like you would. I would really love to see Jeff Kendall-Weed acting like a hoonigan on this thing. So who do I think this frame is perfect for? Truly, if you're getting into mountain biking, fresh into mountain biking, coming over from BMX, this frame is, I think, perfect for you, because it's the closest frame I've seen to riding a BMX. It's a nice, playful trail bike. If you're looking for a second bike that you want to be a little playful on, want to be able to hit the pump tracks and maybe a couple dirt jumps with, and just toss around and have fun on, this is the perfect bike. So that's about all I've got to say on Dartmoor Primal build. Please come back, subscribe, give me a like, hit that thumbs up. I'm going to be doing a review on these crazy China cranks soon, on what I think about the build quality and how they've been holding up so far. Come back and see me on the channel.